Mic on.
Hey. Hey. Okay. Guess we are live. Yay. Okay. Guess we are live. Yay. Alright, mute that channel. So we don't have any echoes here. Okay, so like I said yesterday, we are doing this Valeria Lakeshore and this Sky Raider Hideout. Sky Bandit Hideout. Because it's about time we put these jokers down. Both villagers are tired of it. Estelle, Joshua, and Sherazad are tired of it. The army is tired of it. I'm tired of it. It's time to put these jokers in their place. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that the... Okay. Alright, so... Right. I'm just checking things. Okay. I don't know if we have that. We have a map of things. Alright, yeah, we do have stuff that we need to get there. But, I have to go all the way back there. Alright, so we only got to get these few treasures here. And we also need to... God, I had to reload it again. Okay, we only get that. Alright, we can do pretty much anything we want, but we need to do, alright, so that means there, okay. Alright, so we are ready to go, okay. I was just double checking to make sure everything's good to go. It is. What the hell is saving my broadcast and not working on there? That makes no sense. Make sure that I see this properly adjusted. It likes to go down on me sometimes. So. Yeah, I'm not really sure what goes on with this Twitch nonsense. It doesn't seem to want to play for me. But I'm on here. It says I have viewers. It says I'm live. So, what the hell? So, I don't know. Kind of lame. But I mean, I am on here, so as long as it's working on here, it is working on here, right? Yeah. It is working on here, right? Yeah. Really sure what goes on with this Twitch nonsense. It doesn't seem to want to play for me. But I'm on here. It says I have viewers. It says I'm live. So actually, it doesn't say I have any viewers. It says it says that, well, I don't know. It's my phone, basically. It's my phone that just says it. Now, why that is, I have no idea. But I mean, it does what it does. So, but anyway, we were on the. We were about to head to Valeria Lakeshore. We talked to everybody that we need to talk to. Everybody is done talking. We are gonna go head over there right now. So, yeah, let's do just that. Right, so we talked to everybody in here. We're just going to head to Valeria Lakeshore. We have ordnance equipped with pretty much anything that we need. So we are good to go. So we're gonna take care of these Sky Bandits. And that'll be that.
Take that! Piece of cake! Take that!
Jesus Christ, are you serious? Damn.
We're good to go!
Don't do that. I don't want any frickin' leg.
Enjoy the show.
Alright.
Seems you can. Take that! Take that!
Enjoy the show.
I don't even know why I bothered with that art. She can reach there anyway.
Nighty night, kitty cats.
Oh, she missed that one time, but luckily, Oliver came in and pulled her butt out of the fire. And pulled somebody's butt out of the fire. Yeah, once again, everybody's missing.
Take that!
Enjoy the show.
Alright. So this is the North Shore of Valeria Lake, huh? It certainly seemed peaceful and quiet around here. The inn doesn't look too shabby either. I stayed here once before, when I was in the area on another job. The wine's great, the rooms are nice. Pretty much what you'd expect from a place like this. Too bad this isn't a pleasure trip. You mean it's not? Not? I at least intend to toss my cares to the wind for a while. Taking cat naps in a rocking boot by day and filling my belly with food and wine by night. Heaven. This is what a vacation is all about. Haha, come on everyone, I was just joking. We can enjoy the vacation anytime, but now is the only time we can enjoy taking care of some would-be thieves. Even I, Oliver Lindheim, know enough to get my priorities straight. I don't think this has anything to do with enjoyment or not. Heh, well whatever, as long as he does his share of the work he's here to do. Let's see if we can find the old man staying here that loves fishing. The guest who said he saw some suspicious individuals here 2 nights ago, right? Which I'm guessing he's gonna be over here. Yep. Save it real fast. I don't know if speaking to him right away is gonna do anything. Could I ask you something? Wow, he's not responding at all.
Charge complete.
He must be really into his fishing. So this is what a fishing maniac looks like, huh? They seem like a unique breed. Not as unique as you are, that's for sure. The man seems to be concentrating on his fishing. My mother and I came here every year on vacation around this time. Come here. It's a tradition for our family. My mother seems to look forward to it every time. I kind of feel bad for my father, though, as he always gets left behind. My mother and I come here every year on vacation around this time. It's a tradition in our family. The Kingfisher Inn in Bose and the Make-Believe Inn in Zeitz are my favorite places to stay. My mother and I come here on vacation around this time. It's tradition to our family. Alright. Welcome to the Kingfisher Inn. Please let me know if you would like to stay. Welcome to the Kingfisher Inn. Are you all here to stay? Let's see. Yes and no. How should I put it? We're here looking for a certain someone. Is there a guest staying here who loves the fish? Well, pretty much everybody who stayed here loves the fish. We heard he was a friend of the old man who stayed here yesterday. Do you have a clue who that might be? Oh, are you talking about old man Kawano? If you're talking about his fishing buddy, then I think you must mean Lloyd. Lloyd? I've heard he's a professional angler who came all the way here from the Royal City. It seems as though he's a member of the Fisherman's Guild there. He sounds like a pretty amazing guy. So you're saying he is that old man fishing out back? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the one you're talking about. You might be able to get his attention if you call his name out really loud. If you're looking for Lloyd, he's out dropping a line somewhere, of course. If I remember right, he should be out on the back pier. There's some fishing rods propped up against the rack. There we go. I'm betting his stall's gonna do whatever the stall thing is. Excuse me? Are you the man named Lloyd who's from the Royal City? Wow, he's really focused. He's tuned everything out of his mind with fishing. It looks like this is where my skills come into play. What are you? Just sit back and enjoy. Oliver leaned over and with a smile that left all kinds of things up to interpretation, blew into the man's ear. Oh my goodness, what in the... who are you kids? Where did you come from? That was a dirty trick to play on him, Oliver. Yeah, that was pretty low. How do you do this evening, good sir? We tried calling out to you a moment ago, but we could see that, like a true professional, your attention was fixed upon your task. You're Lloyd, aren't you? Yes, that's right. But how did you know my name? We heard from a certain old man about you. Do you have some time you could spare to speak with us? I see. So you heard from Mr. Kawano, did you? Yeah, I saw that strange pair about 2 nights ago. I know it. Could we get you to fill us in a little more on the details? Before that, are you all bracers or something? Is this somehow related to some sort of crime? We can't say for sure, but there does appear to be a possibility. Gotcha. In that case, I'll do what I can to help you out. It was the other night. when I was out fishing on my boat. I was returning to the inn, dead tired after a day of battling out with this lake's guardian. Dead tired. It had gotten late into the night, and it was about the time when everyone at the inn was asleep in their beds. Now hold on a minute. What do you mean by this lake's guardian? I'm glad you asked! The guardian is a giant salmon that swims in the rocky depths of the Valeria Lake. It has been the feared king of the waters among fishing lovers for over a decade. Crap, I shouldn't have asked. It looks like you throwed a log into this maniac's fire. Is it really that huge of a fish like you say? You bet your last mirror it is. I've been chasing that the darn thing for the last 5 years of my life. It comes and goes in different parts of Valeria Lake and changes its feeding spots on a whim. I heard from a buddy of mine that it had appeared in these parts, so I came a-running from the royal city. Ha! Now that is what I call passion. I can completely understand where you're coming from. Whenever I find something I like, I stop at nothing until I get a hold of it. For example, a bottle of green Chardonnay and such. In your case, steal it is more accurate. Oh, how about we get back to our story? So, Wade, what happened when you came back from fishing that night? Oh, right. I had returned the boat and was on my way to the inn, when I saw an odd couple head out onto the road from the grounds behind the building. Onto the road, in the middle of the night? Yep, no doubt about it. They headed out on the new Intel path. At first I thought they were a group of people visiting from the city, heading back home. But it was way too late for something like that, and when I asked at the inn the next day, nobody knew a thing about it. Thought maybe I'd seen a couple of ghosts or something then. Ghosts? There are ghosts that coming out here? Haha, just so you know, the two I saw were a young couple. They might have been two lost souls who committed a double suicide after not being accepted by those around them. Oh, don't tell me anymore! Oh, brother, a bracer that's afraid of ghosts, the guild is doomed. Not to mention her habit of always wanting to hear more ghost stories and other bizarre stuff. Now, isn't your being scared attractive in its own right to soul? Not sexy, but cute nonetheless. Like a little kitten shivering in the cold. You'd better watch out because this little kitten bites. Ha ha ha. Well, I was just kidding about the ghost part. But the couple did, in fact, seem to be the one with a purpose and a reason. I say this because the girl was wearing some rather odd clothing. What do you mean by that? I only saw her from behind, so I couldn't say for sure. But it looked to me like she was wearing some kind of school uniform. A school uniform? It couldn't be. It wasn't one from the Genus Royal Academy, was it? Wow, you really know your stuff, kid. You betcha, my niece goes there as well, and it looked exactly the same as the one she wears. I see, this whole event just got a little more interesting. It's her. I know it's that lying tomboy boy for sure. We're finally into her trail. What, so she's an acquaintance of yours? Then while you're at it, tell the two of them not to fret and rush on into anything they'll regret later on. In my mind, if my mind isn't failing me, I could have sworn they said something about coming again tonight. Is that true? Yep, we'll meet back here in 2 days, is what the young man said. His tone seemed rather serious, so I couldn't help but think on it. Well, that's understandable. We appreciate the valuable information, just leave the rest up to us. We won't let them get into any more trouble than they already are. Oh, I see. That's a relief to hear. I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulder now. Now that is off my chest, I feel like taking a boat out and fishing again. Well, there's no time to lose. I'll leave you youngins to your work. Man, I can't even measure up when it comes to that fishing nut. He mentioned something about a fisherman's guild too. I wonder what kind of group that is. So how is this couple involved with the missing airliner incident exactly? If you don't mind telling me, that is. Well, in a nutshell, Eric explained that they encountered Josette and Runt. I see. That seems to be the person in question, alright. Which means that tonight is night, huh? Yeah. It looks like we should probably get a room just in case. We're going to be in for a late night tonight. Alright, let's go ask the receptionist about a room. That Lloyd fellow who came from the Royal City is not Apple. It seems that if you try to talk to him while he's fishing, he completely tunes you out. He's a rather friendly gent if you meet him during dinner, though. I wonder if I should bring my husband here next year. He always stays at home to watch the house while I'm gone, so I feel kind of sorry for him. But my daughter and I are bonding. Just the two of us isn't a bad thing either. I wonder if I should bring my husband here next year. He only stays at home to watch the house while we're gone, so I feel kind of sorry for him. Are you able to meet Lloyd? If you like what you see here at the end, then please stay the night. I just had a cancellation, so I have an open room. This is actually worth getting. Alright, oh man, that's even better. Actually, no, that is not actually better. Okay, yep. Boiled miso carp, deep fried smoked. Okay, that is actually the best thing to get. Is salmon manure. I mean, we already own it, but it's good to have it. Nothing like killing 600 hit points worth of damage. And you can need it at any time, even during battle. So that's pretty handy. Alright. Will you be staying here with us tonight? Yeah, that's the plan. Hold on, Estelle. If there's anything we haven't taken care of, we better do it now. I don't want to head back to Bose after we've gotten a room. I guess you're right. I understand. I'll reserve your room, so please come back after you've finished up with your other errands. Alright. Well, we actually have. But we'll take it. We'll save it. Alright. Would you like to get a room here? Get a room. Alright then. Please come with me. I'll show you to your room. This is where you will be staying. I will leave you here, so please relax until dinner is served. This is quite a nice room. It has a certain atmosphere that you just don't find back in the city. Yeah, it's great, huh? It wasn't that expensive either. What to do now? How about we relax until it gets dark? What a nice idea. I'd be more than happy to do just that, but is it really okay to take it easy? Rest when you can. That's part of a breacher's job, too. This is our free time, so let's enjoy a meal, take a stroll, or something else. Wow, what a picturesque view! The entire lake looks like it's glowing. Too bad we can't see the royal city on the opposite shore because of the haze. But from here, it's easy to tell that this is the biggest lake in the kingdom. This lake is like a fisher's dream come true. I bet it'd be a blast to throw a line in those waters. And how about it? It might be a nice change of pace for you. Yeah, maybe I will. What are you going to do, Joshua? What are you going to do, Joshua? Me? Let's see. There's a book I've been meaning to read, so maybe I'll just sit in that chair and relax. How old are you again? Only geezers talk about sitting back and relaxing. Young boys are supposed to get out and move their bodies. Ha ha ha, I'll leave that part to you. Tess, sometimes you can be such a drag. Oh well, I should hurry and finish and decide on a fishing spot. Somewhere around up here, looks like it might be a lucky spot for bites. Aren't you going to fish? That pier looks like a nice spot. Tess, how about you try too, Joshua? You're not so bad yourself, you know. Not just not as good as you. I think I'll just sit here and watch if all the fishing practice is paid off. Are you going to fish? Here looks like a nice spot. I've got some good fishing today, so please take a look forward to your meals. You will come here to enjoy fishing. If you would like to borrow a fishing pole, we can loan you one, so all you need to do is ask. Shara's and Oliver are having a drink of chilled fruit wine together. Shara, should you start drinking again when it's only noon? No matter how late the liquor is, drinking too much is bad for your health, right? Don't worry, this stuff is just like water. Still, sometimes we all need to take a breather. I understand you're concerned for Shara, but you can leave her to me. Actually, Shara's not the one I'm concerned about. Huh? By the way, Estelle, what happened to Joshua? Did he dump you or something? Yeah, actually he did. Really? I invited him to come fishing with me, but he brushed me off for a book. Don't you think that's a little cold-hearted? Oh, wait, that's it? You had me going there for a minute. I guess you've liked fishing ever since you were a kid, haven't you, Estelle? Even though it's usually a hobby for boys. It shouldn't matter if I'm a boy or not. I like the things I like. I invited Shara for a friendly drink, and she readily agreed. It seems as though she's finally taken in by my charm. That brash confidence may cost you your life. And after she gets wasted, I'll be the one to take good care of her. It's scary how much she doesn't know. Yeah, that's probably not a... Oh, are you staying here too? Let's enjoy this wonderful place together. I wonder what's for dinner today. I'm so excited I can hardly wait. Well, Lloyd is gone. He's not around. So here, let me go down here. I'll find a good fishing spot. Yes, this looks good. Definitely the best spot. Yes, let's see about casting a few lines. Crap! I don't have a fishing pole! I wonder if somebody at the inn has a spare I can borrow. Alright, so let's see. See anything? Alright, go in the fish. It looks I got some good fishing. Alright, so just say the same thing. Do you have a fishing pole I could borrow? Yes, of course we do. They're right over here, and they're free to use for anyone lodging here. Wow, really? Score! Or a progressive rod. This is a pretty nice rod to be loaning out to everyone. Alright then, I'll put it to good use. Please enjoy yourself. See, are there any particular fishing spots I should be aware of? Well, there's a small island close by where you can catch a lot of fish, but I'd say that around the pier is the most highly recommended spot. The lake bed has quite a few hiding spots there for the fish, so there are a lot of them swimming around in that area. I'd say around the pier is the most highly recommended spot. The lake bed has quite a few hiding spots for the fish, so there are a lot of them swimming around in that area. I guess you've liked fishing ever since you were a kid, haven't you, Estelle? Even though it's usually a hobby for boys. It shouldn't matter if I'm a boy or not. I like the things I like. Alright, so they say the same thing, they probably say the same thing. Same thing, yay. Alright, it's gonna go out here. And I'm going to go fish. As soon as I can get out the frickin' door. Yeah, that might help. Alright. So I'm gonna save it here. Yay! Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that so make sure Alright, so I can get that 100 Days War book. I get that 100 Days War book. Get that fishing rod. And okay. Cool. Alright, so do the fishing first. Yes, this looks good. Definitely the best spot. Now let's see about casting a few lines. Alright. So the fishing here is not that... Let's see, from this pier, which would be the best place to drop a line? Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna fish up some holy boots. You only need one holy boots. I think they're... I'm not really sure how good they are. Alright. So we can get that by doing a lure and wait longer. Okay. We're going to do a lure and pull immediately. Okay. And Western fishing spot. Alright, so Western is where... Alright, so we need to do the southern fishing spot. South, where the sun hits the water. Okay. Right around here looks like. Come on, fishies. Now, what should I do about bait? Okay, so we're gonna use a lure. Alright, let's sit back and relax and see what we come up with. Sweet, I got a bite. Now this is the critical part. How should I bring it up? Reel it in all at once. Alright, let's see what we got. Reeled in the holy boots. Curse you, holy boots. The victory is yours. Let's see. What should I do now? Okay, continue fishing. I wonder what I should do. Right, so what I want to do now is I want to get a smelt. So let's change the fishing spot. Actually, no, let's not change it. Alright, let's use live bait. See back. Okay. Now we're going to pull it up immediately. Reel it in once. Okay, got a smelt. Okay. What a little fishy. Joshy's gonna make fun of me if he sees this. Should I just eat it now and hide the evidence? Let's see. What should I do now? Okay. Now, so what we want to do now, we want to get a... I want to get a liberal carp. So I'm going to get a liberal carp. So to do that, I need to... I'm going to continue fishing. Alright, I'm going to not change my fishing spot. I'm going to use my, I'm going to use a lure. And I'm going to wait a bit. So wait a bit before reeling in. Alright, let's see what we got. Liberal carp. Okay, cool. This one is just my warm-up. Let's see. What should I do now? Okay. Now, what we need to do, we need to get a... Alright, we need to get a rainbow trout. So what we're going to do is we're going to change our... We're going to change our fishing spot. Change fishing spot. Oh, I wonder what the best place of fishing is. So, this is where the shade rests. Right around here looks like. Come on, fishy, fishy, fishies. What should I do about bait? Alright, so it doesn't matter which bait we use. I'm gonna use a fly. Alright, let's sit back and relax and see what we come up with. Okay. So, we're gonna wait a bit. Sweet, I got a bite. Now this is critical part. How should I bring it up? Alright, wait a bit before reeling in. Let's see. Alright, let's see what we got. Rainbow trout. Wow, this is quite a catch. Let's see. What should I do now? Okay, now we want a tiger rockfish. Alright, a tiger rockfish. That is going to be, we can do that here, but we need it to use a fly, and we need to wait longer. So we can, alright, so let's see, continue fishing. Don't change. Alright, use a fly, and then we should wait a bit. Let's see. Actually, we need to wait the longest. Here. Alright. Alright, let's see what we got. So we got a big something big. Reeled in a tiger rockfish. Wow, this one's a biggie. I believe a little bragging may be in order. Let's see. What should I do now? Okay, so now we're going to get the salmons. They are there's only one way to get it. So we gotta go to the western fishing spot. So we're gonna continue fishing. Change fishing spot. Best place to fish is west around up here. Alright. Come on, fishy fish, please. What should I do about a bait? Okay. So what we want to do is we want to use a lure. Alright, sit back and relax and see what we come up with. Alright. And finally, we won't want to wait the longest. Alright, let's see what we got. This is the biggest one. Reel in a salmon. Yes, yes, yes! I am a goddess of fishing! What a haul! This may just beat the record for the size of my best catch to date. I thought for certain it was just a regular fish by the way it tugged on the line. Let's see. What should I do now? Okay, so that's what you need to do. Right. I'm not really sure if getting holy boots will do anything else, but yeah. We'll just continue doing that. Change fishing rod? Actually, no. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to use a lure. And we're going to wait the launch. Unfortunately, okay, so we did it 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, 5, 6, 7. I want to do this one more time. Don't change. Use the lure. And I'm going to let's see, let's try to get the holy boots one more time. I think I can get the holy... Getting holy boots is not... I guess getting holy boots is like... Nah, we should probably not get it. But maybe getting tiger rockfish is pretty good. I mean, no, I mean, not really. I mean, it's not the best thing you can do. I mean, really, you should probably just get all the salmons. Okay, cool. Got that. Man, it's already starting to get dark. I guess I ended up with a pretty good catch after all. Check it out, Joshua. Look what I caught. Huh? Joshua? What's this? The book, The 100 Days War, seems to have been left on the table. Estelle picked it up. I wonder if Joshua just forgot this. For being so sharp, he sure can miss things sometimes. I guess I'll just have to take it to him myself. Then again, I wonder where he could have taken it off to. Okay, so we're going to actually read some of this stuff. So the first thing I'm going to read is... Okay, I'm going to read the, Okay, I'm going to read Cornelia to you guys. So are you ready to read Cornelia? I'm ready to read Cornelia for you. Okay, the Imperial Chronicle. I stood there upright, in front of the revolving door, scuffing the heels of my boots against the ground. Pulling slightly on the collar of my trench coat, I dropped my chin and gazed at my partial reflection in curved glass. Aside from my short-cropped hair, I wore a modest-looking double-breasted leather raincoat and a pair of special-order steel-reinforced boots, both of which, at first glance, appear to be the most common of common apparel. Yet, they were in fact much more than the naked eye could detect. My ordinary average appearance, it was of just as much importance today as it had been on any other day in time past. Not far off, the sounds of football falls echoed rhythmically like the steady beat of a pendulum swinging back and forth, as the throngs of those coming and going moved quickly along the cobblestone avenue, enveloped in tinted silver by the morning mist. At times, the calling voice of a street peddler disrupted the steady flow, but as soon as the hawking cry faded away, it would resume its course. Each morning that I found myself setting foot in the Imperial City, I also found my surroundings being changed and stained by the same somber tone of gray. Snatching up a magazine from the underarm of a street vendor, I tossed a few mirror into the left hand poised expectantly behind his back. The Imperial Chronicle, the magazine I read so often that even the ink bleeds were familiar. Roughly flipping it over as open as cover, I scanned the headlines along the top of its monochrome pages. Then suddenly, my breath caught in my throat. At the very bottom of the local news page, I found those letters, that sequence of characters which I had not heard nor seen since the time of that life-changing incident. My eyes instantly gravitated to the spot, and for a time remained fixated. Ian Selnit. The very meaning of those letters became lost to my senses. As I stood motionless, I gazed fixed on the same line of text until it all seemed to coalesce into a single blotch of ink. Give me a second. Okay. Damn. Of ink. Okay. After a few seconds of blank comprehension, my vision settled, and I wrenched my eyes to the beginning of the article. As I began to read, my memories verged on a single point in my past, and then slowly started to run in reverse, heading for the fateful event 3 years prior when this name was first introduced to me. It was on the afternoon all those years ago, on a day not unlike this one, where the capital was overshadowed by its typical gloomy aura. I was a little younger than now, a 22-year-old boy who stood silently in front of the boutique door as usual, double-checking his appearance before lightly trotting over to Mitch's Imperial factory. It was on this day that it had been arranged for me to receive a new job from Mitch, the shop owner himself. Although he was a drab middle-aged man, I, being the ornament enthusiast as I was, had found myself as one of his few regular customers. I headed down a dank alleyway, and after passing through a partially rotted wooden gate, I could see the soft glow of the flickering orbital light just outside the entrance of the factory, whose structure was halfway below street level. I first began receiving jobs from Mitch about the time when dissension began to occur in the society over the 100 Days' War. It was during this period that relations between the Liberal Kingdom and the Empire were at their worst, and the importation of ordnance had become almost non-existent. Conspiring with underground elements in planning a smuggling operation, Mitch made me out to be as accomplished in crime, for the job which I had received by his hand was none other than that of the courier. Being nothing more than a commoner in my teens at the time, I met him in a juvie devoid of any connections of life besides. I naturally jumped in at the opportunity without a moment's hesitation. Yet even after relations with Liberal had returned to some degree of normalcy, I realized I was in no mood to give up my specialty, but focused mainly on the delivery of stolen goods. The reason being, there was no job out there which could bring in the kind of mirror that this one did. With unrefined and inconspicuous appearance, I had countless times before hidden items of various sorts in my hat and trousers, and made my way hither and thither between the borders of these neighboring nations. And though to my delight, my wallet had become increasingly laden with a bounty of monetary rewards, I had routinely changed my alias as a precautionary measure. So much, in fact, that these false names had built up into quite a list over the last few years. I have been known as Phil, the frivolous, Rooney, the trickster, and even Chris, the coward. However, Mitch had always called me by my one name, Toby. This was the identity I had used for my initial job, and one I liked above all the others. The train station. Hello there, Toby. You've come at just the right time. Greeting me with these words, Mitch shuffled slightly in his seat behind the counter. The baked confection he had been eating was ever so carefully placed atop his lap to prevent it from falling onto the floor. He smacked both of his powdered sugar-colored hands together with a clap, and a cloud of white particles puffed into the air. The smell of sweet spices and baked apple pervaded the dimly lit shop. We had an item dropped off no more than a few minutes ago, he continued. Turning in his seat, Mitch reached back and snatched up something wrapped in old magazine paper from off the shelf, tossing it to me. Knowing full well I wouldn't get any sort of answer, I asked anyway. What do we have this time? Laying out on my railway and airship tickets, Mitch ignored my question and said, "Make sure this gets to the same place as always." In his slow drawl, he added, "It would be in your best interest to keep your involvement to a minimum by leaving the business side of things to me and focus solely on getting the job done, Toby." I leaned back in his chair and let out a deep sigh, the balls of his fingers kneading the bags under his eyes. Then, once again, his large hand extended down toward the unattended cake resting on his leg. Before the sweet treat could reach his watering mouth, I had already made my way out of the door of his tiny shop. As I walked, the waste paper bundled package bounced around inside the folds of my bag. By the feel of its shape and the weight of its beat steadily against my side, I concluded that the object in my possession was probably just more swag. It didn't make me nervous not to know what it was that I was carrying, for I had done this type of job many times before, and no matter what kind of trouble I found myself wrapped up in, I had always somehow managed to come out unscathed. In truth, my experience on the job had made me tough, and I had become well versed in the art of war magic. So it was that when I laid my eyes on that rough-looking trio at the station, I felt no more knots of uneasiness in the pit of my stomach than was necessary for someone of my abilities. The platform on the train bound for Liberal was a bustle. The platform for the train bound for Liberal was a bustle of passengers awaiting its eventual arrival. Seeing that the benches were so crammed full of people that they could have very well been a tin of packed sardines, I resigned myself to standing near the entrance as I patiently waited for the train to come in. Twisting my body in order to move the bag to my other shoulder, I noticed the figures of two men, heads bent together and conversing in an inaudible tone. They stood just beyond the ticket gate, right about where the horse head of the imperial emblem lay embedded in the ground in a ruined mosaic of tiles. After a short interim, another being approached and joined the conversation. From my own perspective, this was one ragtag group I most certainly couldn't have given a passing grade to based on looks. All three were extremely well built and sported the same haircut. To put it mildly, they stuck out in the crowd like a bunch of sore thumbs. Making sure to avoid eye contact with them as they glanced in my direction, I slung my bag back over my shoulder and ever so calmly reached my hand to my pocket and ran the tips of my fingers across the surface of my orbit. A woman's voice reverberated within the walls of the station, notifying the passengers that the train had arrived. A low rumble of an orbital engine could be felt in the distance, and after a few moments a large vehicle was seen rolling up on the shoulder. I muttered to myself, "All's well," but the sound of my voice was drowned out by the din of the massive machine. Brakes screeched, and a flash of black light reflected off the surface of the giant iron beast as it came sliding in across the rails. The immense vibration of the air emanating from the moving locomotive as an epicenter let me know that the orbital engine had been put into full reverse in order to decelerate and bring the train to a grinding halt. While being shoved to and fro by the waves of impatient travelers flooding out of the waiting area, I was swept toward one door of a passenger car. As we passed by the conductor, I caught another glimpse of the ticket gate. The men who were once there were now gone, and the only thing that remained was the profile of the horse made of glossy tiles, glaring back at me in a shade of deep crimson. God, this is so wordy. I do not. This is the only real book I do not like, because it's so fucking wordy. Alright, representative of the Sephardian Church. The train barreled on, almost flying through the thick veil of fog. Droplets of water splattered against the... I mean, there's nothing really going on. And this is for 2 chapters. Okay. So the train barreled on, almost flying through the thick of veil fog. Droplets of water splattered against the window glass, extending out like the transparent veins, and continued to wriggle back and forth under the pressure of the swiftly passing wind. Placing the temple of my head against the glass, I stared blankly down at the tickets in my hand and rubbed the 2 of them together between my fingers. I would be traveling by train to the border city, far south of its imperial cousin, and then to reach the liberal kingdom, I would have to transfer to an airship. Both of my tickets were first class, but not the highest end seats available. The passenger car was nearly at full capacity, but for some peculiar reason, nobody had seated themselves in the space next to mine. As I mused about the empty seat, it occurred to me that Mitch may have purchased a spot ahead of time, leaving it vacant on purpose. There was no doubt in my mind that he was being paid handsomely to make sure this job was done well. "Will you be traveling to the liberal kingdom, sir?" Right around the time my trip on the rails had passed its halfway mark, I was met with this sudden question, and set up with a sword. My eyes searched for the one who asked it. There, standing in the aisle, was a single woman with a radiant complexion, beaming down at me. She wore a coat with overlapping buckles secured slightly above her breasts, and appeared to be in her mid-30s. Gingerly bending her knees and pointing her finger at the empty seat beside me, she asked, "Do you mind?" With a tilt of her head, she indicated that the rear of the passenger car. Her swirling smoke saturated the air, and softly muttered, "The smell from the tobacco smoke is just dreadful." Wordlessly, I nodded and dragged my bag from its place on the floor, moving it over to the window the opposite side of my feet. The woman expressed her thanks and delicately sat herself down in the seat next to mine. For being a perfect stranger, she talked on endlessly, and I appropriately reciprocated the conversation by saying that I was on my way to the liberal kingdom on business as an ordnance specialist. Her story was that she was on a mission of mercy for the church and had an errand to fulfill in the border city. "Just so you know, people sometimes refer to me as sister," she went on. Of course, it's just a nickname. She recrossed her black leather boot-clad legs and let out a sort of suppressed titter from the back of her throat as she made mention of this. Sister Cornelia was her nickname. She continued on in this fashion, subjecting ourselves to a variety of idle banter. And as the time drew on, the sun overhead began to dip in its arc, crossing the celestial meridian and descending into the west. Each time the moving train cleared a grove of trees, the entire vehicle, passenger cars and all, was bathed in a warm apricot hue, flooding into the cabins, creating a majestic spectacle. I gaped at the coruscating effect, and in doing so locked eyes with Sister Cornelia right at the moment the brilliance of the sickening western light seeped into her rich brown irises, causing them to give off an exquisite rubescent sparkle. The glimpse made me wonder if the origin of her nickname was somehow related to the color of her eyes being likened to the luster of a polished cornelian stone. The train gradually began to accelerate, and Sister Cornelia returned to her original seat in order to collect her bags. As a matter of habit, I checked my bag in orbit and found both the junk paper colored package and the magical device fastened into my trousers inner pocket. And the magical device fastened into my trousers inner pocket by a series of chain stitches, exactly where and how I left it. A woman's voice came over the intercom system, announcing that the train would be arriving on schedule, and that rainy weather was to be expected for our destination. At the conclusion of the announcements, a number of disappointed sighs could be heard coming from along the row of seats. Raindrops pattered against the windows outside as the looming silhouette of the overcast city came into view. The station signal lamp emitted an angular light, which was scattered with a refractive effect by the falling droplets of water. Then came a spine-chilling metallic sound, followed by the jolt of the orbital engine's reversing thrust as the locomotive of the front of the train lurched into a halt. Jesus Christ, this is so wordy. Over the loudspeaker came another announcement asking passengers to ensure that they did not leave their baggage behind. And with that, several people stood up and crowded into the aisle, watching a station worker in uniform as he waved a small flag amidst the falling rain. I picked up my bag and rose to my feet. I crossed paths with Sister Cornelia as I attempted to step into the aisle, but when she tried to step aside and allow me room to pass, she suddenly tripped and fell forward. Grabbing onto my shoulder for support, she picked herself up and, with an embarrassed smile, let me by. I gave her a short bow in line with general etiquette practices, then headed for the exit ahead of her. Following my lead, Sister Cornelia shuffled along closely behind me, so close in fact that I felt she would step on my heels. Something about it just didn't feel right. Instinctively sliding my right hand into my pocket, I searched for my mortgage, but the brass feeling I had grown accustomed to was nowhere to be felt. In an instant, I felt my arm being twisted behind my back by someone or something with incredible strength. The sleek sound of a blade being unsheathed, and then a warning prick of the tip at my back indicated the seriousness of the situation. "I have what you're looking for, Toby," whispered Sister Cornelia in an almost inaudible tone, her lips barely moving from just behind my right ear. "Let's not try anything either, shall we? I hate to see your afternoon spoiled any more than it's going to be." And to show that she meant business, Sister Cornelia slightly altered the angle of her grip on my wrist, causing an explosion of agony that sent sparks flashing behind my eyes. "Human fodder," Sister Cornelia spoke to me in a tender tone as she sent a wave of immense pain rushing through the whole of my right hand. "I won't have any trouble with you now, will I, Toby?" she asked. Far from eyes just brimming with tears, I nodded my head in consent as the salty streams of water ran down my face. Satisfied with my answer, she loosened her grip, and I felt the pain vanish as if it had been all some sort of illusion. With a wry smile, she further added, "Don't get me wrong, Toby. I've been sent here to protect you by the goddess herself. This is what she said while instructing me to keep my eyes focused on what lay beyond the window glass. Yet there was something about the way she pronounced the last syllable of my name that really rubbed me the wrong way. Little by little, the line of passengers slowly began to flow out of the train car. Prodded on by Sister Cornelia, I inched forward while keeping my gaze on the platform through the passenger car window. Down the stairs, which led to the front ticket gate, were the figures of those men from earlier this morning. Down the stairs which led to the front ticket gate were the figures of those men from earlier this morning. The three thug-like passengers who had been loitering near the large horsehead on the tile in the Imperial Station. A muffled laugh echoed from her throat as she too noticed them. Well, isn't this a warm reception party we've got going on? Cocking my head, I quietly pleaded, "Give me back my ornament!" Sister Cornelia said nothing. Members of the crew bid us farewell as we stepped through the exit to disembark the train onto the lead-colored platform below. Angrily, I thought to myself, "Damn it, what's wrong with these fools? Can't they see what's going on?" I shut my eyes halfway to protect them from the drizzle whipping against my feet, and I hurriedly descended the wet set of stairs, a half-pace at a time. Sister Cornelia moved along behind me at precisely the same length of stride. Below, the group of thugs waited expectantly at the bottom of the stairs. Waited for me, no doubt. Contemplating the rate at which I was going, I ultimately believed it was only a matter of time before I would be handed over to the enigmatic group. I caught sight of their soured faces at the distance as the distance between us grew smaller, and felt the heat of my left hand tightly gripping the bag grow in intensity until my palm began to sweat profusely. Hitting the midway point of the stairs, Sister Cornelia suddenly whispered in my ear, "Keep your eyes on the ground, Kobe." As I did as I was told and cast my gaze down upon the tips of my boots, stained to a darker shade of by the rate roller. Then, right at the moment I let out my breath, I felt a deep sense of pressure just below my shoulder blades as I was forcefully shoved forward. Droplets flew from my saturated fingers, and my world turned upside down as I tumbled down the stairs and slinging back first into the group of hoodlums. With a muffled crunch, I felt the painful sensation of my ribs crumble under the weight of my body, and then returned to normal from their severely compressed state. Two of the seemingly military men who were hit as I toppled down the stairs, like an avalanche unleashed on a pair of young saplings, absorbed the transfer of force, and were thrown into a large puddle collecting on the ground. Shrieks erupted from startled passengers nearby, more shrill than the high-pitched sound of the railway brakes from a decelerating locomotive. As my whirl spun wildly about me, I lay there, the chill of the tiles sweeping into my back. With a concerted effort, I rolled my eyes to the left, where my arm remained in an outstretched state. By some act of the goddess, I managed to keep my tight five-finger grip on the bag I had been carrying. In an effort to get up, I slid into a prostrate position, keeping my chin in contact with the ground. With a low visual sweep of the vicinity, as if my life depended on it, I noticed the military-like physiques of the men had vanished from view. The only figure I saw standing above me now on the platform was that of Sister Cornelia, and on her shoulder, as she were merely hefting a sack of grain, was one of the men. Turning in the direction where the train sat in a motionless state, she lobbed the unfortunate man down to an empty set of railroad tracks below. By this time I had risen to one knee, while keeping the other planted firmly on the ground in a half-standing position. The world in front of me was still swaying, undulating but in my wavering eyesight. My head slowly rocked back and forth with it as a double vision of Sister Cornelia's boots approached me. Then, with a strong grip, she tugged on my hand. For some strange reason or another, when she did this, I failed to notice the unpleasant feeling that her hand wrapped tightly around mine brought. "Let's go, Toby," she instructed in an authoritative voice, nearly dragging me. She pulled me to my feet, and before long, we were hightailing it out of there. The onlookers made quite a commotion as they moved hastily out of the way in a determined attempt not to be caught by the middle of our flight path. The bag in my left hand swung helplessly, knocking against my thigh. After clearing the ticket gates, Stramia finally let go of my hand, but a sickening sensation came with it. Looking over at her, I realized that the stomach-churning, slimy feeling in my hand had come from the bright red blood which stained both of hers. I peered back over my shoulder in the direction of the platform as I continued to run, but the figures of those 3 men who had been waiting for me at the station were nowhere to be found. So, in other words, during that whole 4 chapters, he managed to pick up an ornament, go to the train station, meet Sister Cornelia, and then frickin' get it was. I mean, it's so wordy, so wordy. All right, so I'm gonna do the 100 Days War. The 100 Days War, the outbreak of war. In spring 1192 of the Septian calendar, a single cannon shot shook the Haken Gate, situated in the northern part of the Liberal Kingdom. This marked the beginning of an invasion, later known as the 100 Days War, and the moment in which the raging golden stallion assailed the noble white falcon. During this time, the Haken Gate was little more than a reinforced medieval rampart. It easily succumbed to the round fired by one of the Empire's Rhineford Company-built orbital tanks, leaving a section of the Age-Bearer fractured beyond repair. As the Liberal Kingdom's other defensive walls were hit in succession by a fusillade of cannonballs, they too fell under the explosive impact and were reduced to a mountain of rubble. Declaration of war. At about the same time that the first cannon shot was fired, a single letter from the Erebonian embassy located in the royal city was delivered to Queen Alicia. More specifically, it was a writ containing a declaration of war by the Erebonian Empire upon the Liberal Kingdom. In terms of diplomatic wisdom, the propriety of the declaration was established by being handled prior to the preemptive strike, but in this instance, there was hardly a difference in time between when the two occurred. In short, firing the first shot at the exact moment war was declared on the Liberal Kingdom made it possible for the Erebonian Empire to guise their preemptive strike as one of legitimacy when the first bombshell hit. This could be referred to as a new diplomatic war tactic, though one incapable of being employed without a meticulous level of planning used in concert with an orbital communication system. Blitz tactics. After the destruction of the Haken Gate, the Imperial Army began its invasion of the Liberal in earnest. Overall, its troop strength was made up of 13 divisional units. This proved to be roughly half of the Empire's entire military force, and it was such a massive deployment that it exceeded 3 times that of the world's entire royal army. Within a month after the outbreak of war, the Imperial Army had occupied nearly all of the Liberal territory. Only the Greensel region and Leisten Fortress, situated just off the shore of Valeria Lake, remained in opposition. So rapidly were these blitz tactics carried out that even the Cavalry Republic, an ally of the Liberal Kingdom and a long-time rival of the Erebonian Empire, never had the opportunity to dispatch auxiliary forces to aid its partner. However, in a following attempt by the Imperial Army to take direct control over the by the Imperial Army to take direct control over Zeiss's central factory and Malgamine, they instead found themselves on the verge of being forced to surrender to Queen Alicia, who remained entrenched within the royal city. Staging a counterattack. 2 months following the outbreak of war, the battle situation was altered in a way which no one could have previously anticipated. Unbeknownst to the Erebonian army, 3 patrol ships were quietly being developed behind the walls of Leisten Fortress. Upon completion, they were put under the direction of veteran commander General Morgan, and a large-scale counterattack was launched. 3 patrol ships, shielded by armor far superior to the tanks of their Imperial counterparts, and mounted a substantial amount of high-performance orbital weaponry, had also managed to boost their speed at over 1,800 sails per hour. Using these crafts, an independent mobile force lauded as the elite of elite, Liberal's forces mounted an attack and quickly recaptured the checkpoints connecting the various regions. And as this strike was underway, they simultaneously launched an amphibious attack from Leisten Fortress and, one by one, defeated the remaining isolated Imperial divisions. End of hostilities. Just after 3 months following the outbreak of war, the larger part of the Imperial Army's remaining divisions finally surrendered. However, as capitulation was at hand, there were indications of a surge of further reinforcements from the Imperial homeland, a move which galvanized other continental nations to follow suit and join the Cavalry Republic in supporting Liberal. Together, they lambasted the Empire, and a formidable group of allied forces began to materialize. Amidst all the chaos, the Septian Church, in cooperation with the Bracer Guild, called for an armistice, and after approximately 100 days from the start of the war, the hostilities came to an end. In the following year of 1193, the Herbal Royal Villa on the outskirts of the royal city, a peace treaty was signed by both the Liberal and the Erebonian sides. Although no indemnification was made, an official apology was offered up by the Imperial government, as they expressed that they had made a grievous error attributed to a tragic incident occurring within their borders. Yeah, so that's what happened. But, well, that's the gist of what happened in the 100-day tour. So, yeah, anyway, let us go here. So how did your fishing go? Did you happen to catch anything good? I'll cook it up for you as part of the service. I see something. Well, it has a moving thing, but unfortunately, it, that's all it has. Our dishes use fish purchased straight from the fishermen themselves, so you can always look forward to the fresher the fish. The boy who came with you? He hasn't come in here. So you can hold your liquor, can't you? I think I've changed my mind about you. Now, come on now, drink up. Hold on, Sarah. Don't you think you're getting a little ahead of ourselves with this piece? It could interfere with tonight's... What are you whining about now? Come on and drink, you third-rate musician! Or are you saying that you can't keep up with me? Yikes! Estelle, don't just sit there and watch. Do something! Sorry, bud. Once she gets started, there's no stopping her. But you don't have to worry. Cheryl never gets plastered. Shouldn't you be worried about me? Things are starting to heat up in here. Maybe I should just strip down naked. If you take off anything else, we're really going to be in trouble. Still, you know you're so cute when you talk like that. How about giving me a kiss? I'll do no such thing! They're getting so drunk. Is she always like this? Whenever she's on the job, she manages to behave herself. But when it comes to having a drink, even my dad can keep up with her. Is that the case? At any rate, I'm kind of interested in seeing her go wild, or am I going to pass out from the drinks first? So, am I going to get to see Shara go wild, or am I going to pass out from the drinks first? That's one big question there. There's a lot of people who come to the inn to fish. Just a little while ago, an old man came here from both sides and spent all day fishing before going home. I'm thinking about giving it a try myself. I was able to spend another day relaxing the other day. It's important to get away from your daily routine when you're worn out. When I return home, reality is waiting for me, so I better enjoy myself while I can. It's important to get away from your daily routine when you're worn out. When I return home, reality is waiting for me, so I better enjoy myself while I can. She's not here. He's probably over down there by the... Wait, this thing's back to the New Winslow path. I wonder where Joshua went. So you don't have to return the book. So I'm not going to do that. Hey there, laddie! What are you doing whittling away the evening in a place like this? Haha, not much. How about yourself? Are you done fishing or are you heading back into battle? No, I already had my fill. I'm sure it sure has been a while since I did though. Oh, that reminds me. Held out the book she found on the table. You said you were going to read, but you ended up leaving your book on the table. You should be more careful with your stuff. Oh, that. I actually finished reading it. My eyes were starting to feel a bit tired, so I thought I'd take a walk for a change. Liar. What? You're hiding your feelings again, aren't you? I can tell that's what you're doing. And besides, that's not really fair. You always find a way to cheer me up when I'm feeling down. And while I may not be as reliable as Dad, I can still give you a shoulder to lean on. Sorry. It's times like these when you should say thank you and not apologize. You may be smart, Joshua, but sometimes you don't seem to know what's most important. Ha, you're probably right. Thanks, Estelle. Very good. Now that wasn't too bad, was it? Oh, right. And in return, how about you play me a song on your harmonica? As you wish. Is the whereabouts of late good for you? Yep, that's the one I wanted to hear. I wonder why it is that when I hear the sound of your harmonica in the evening late like this, it makes me want to cry. So you're still not going to ask about my past, I mean. We promised, remember? You were going to tell me when you felt like it, and I wasn't going to ask, right? And considering that 5 years have passed, it doesn't seem like that's such a big deal anymore. Yeah, it has been 5 years, hasn't it? How can you just live with me for that long and not have a million questions? That day your father came home with this beat-up kid. Some random stranger who never says a word about his past. Why'd you take him in like that? Well, it seemed like the obvious thing to do. Besides, you're family now, Joshua. And like I said before, I know you pretty well. You love books, you're a weapons geek, and you've got a serious knack for just about anything that comes your way. You're kind of fair, but you're also got a way of not letting others inside by using politeness like a shield. Now, wait a minute. And you're caring. And lonely. Of course, I don't know everything about your past. If you want to make comparisons, I don't know a whole lot about Dad's past either. But it doesn't mean that he and I aren't family, right? Being a family for us has more to do with me knowing his personality, his habits, the food he likes. You know, the kinds of things that only I would know firsthand. You're no different, Joshua. And you're no different, Joshua. You make it nearly impossible to argue with you. You know that? It's been like that since the first time we met. And you gave me that flying kick to the gut as I was lying in bed. Wounded, I might add. Did I really do that? Yeah, injured and all. More than once. Haha, I'm sure it was just a bit of a childish play. Blame Dad for my lack of social graces. Yeah, sure, nice excuse. But anyway, so... What? Let's make sure we solve this whole airliner mystery. I don't know if Dad's been captured or anything, but let's resolve this with our own hands. Sure, that's exactly what I intend to do. Haha, how about we head back to the inn? I'm sure supper is ready by now. Great idea, I'm starving. We need to eat our fill so we're ready for the night. Often the catch the day of fishing slot late and airy. Yeah. Oh, I almost forgot. Here's your book, Joshua. Oh, right. I'm actually done with it. And at this point, I just end up being bulk weight. I wonder what I should do with it. Can I read it? It looks like a pretty difficult book, but do you think if I spent some time with it, I'd understand? I'm sure you'd be fine. There's already a lot of stuff that you know in there anyway. So do you want to take a stab at it still? Sure, I'll give it a shot. See, the 100 Days War. Alright. So I gotta talk to this guy. The two of them certainly drank a lot. I'm going to have to put in another order to Ravenu Village for some fruit wine. Oh man, they probably got heard so bad. Well, one of them did. I don't know if you'll believe me, seeing as I'm family, but my brother's dishes made with fish are something to be reckoned with. Please look forward to a meal like no other. It's almost mealtime. I wonder what's on the menu today. The food here is the one thing I can always look forward to. During the evening, the entire surrounding area is bathed in a beautiful orange color. Alright. Let us, let's go talk to Shara. Oh my god! He's done! He's freaking finished! Help, fellow whales! I'm begging you! I can't take another drink! Wow, I think I've just reconsidered my opinion of you, Oliver. It's pretty rare for anyone to still be conscious after a night of wine with Shara. Well, didn't the two of you come at a good time? How about having a drink together? You're both good for that, right? We're going to eat dinner now, so the answer is no. Come on, you two. When I say let's drink, we drink. You're going to make me very angry if you don't sit down for a glass with me. Oh great, she's already reached stage 2, rage mode. Don't worry, Shara. Oliver said he's good for another couple of rounds. How about having him keep you company? Tusk. What? So you can still drink? So you can still drink more?
Charge complete.
Eek! Joshua, how could you just give me to her like that? I can't! Don't you feel sorry for the poor guy? I don't know, should I? You're like a little demon, and cute at the same time too. At least the fish are polite here. I guess he'll be just fine. How about we sit at the counter? I hate to bother the two of them. Right, good idea. Please, Miss Shara, I'm pleading with you. You and the fish, don't pour me another glass. Ah! She poured him another glass. Oh, he's totally plastered. It looks like even a guy who takes his sweet time for everything couldn't stand up to a drunken Shara. Oh wow, what a night of drinking. I've been so busy lately, I haven't been able to enjoy myself like this for a while. And you're not even red in the face either from all that alcohol. Are you sure you haven't had some special kind of training, Shara? It could have been all the Zora liquors I drank while I was in the troop. You know, like the ones with scorpions and asps in them. I might have built up my resistance that way, but who knows? Somehow, I don't think that's the case. By the way, what do you plan on doing with him? He's pretty much useless as is. Let's just let him sleep. He looks so peaceful now, and we wouldn't want to disturb him. There's a very high possibility that we'll have a direct encounter with the Sky Bandits tonight, and getting a civilian wrapped up in the middle of it all wouldn't be a good idea. Don't tell me you got Oliver drunk so he wouldn't be able to come along, didn't you? Well, of course I did, and he'll thank me in the long run too, after his raging hangover anyway. And so that whole time, you were just toying with him, weren't you? Let's see, it's getting late. Let's hurry and begin our stakeout around again. Don't skirt around yet, you Shara. Quiet, you. For the time being, we're going to circle up to the far pier. Understood. Alright then, let's go. Oh, Shara, please, I can't take another. Lloyd is staring at an open map. It appears to be the map of Larry Lake. These are hardly any structures on the west side. There are hardly any structures on the west side, and I didn't get many bites either. And all I'm getting on the east side are small-sized fish. The Guardian probably won't appear in either of these two places. I guess the best thing I can do is continue fishing from the shore. I'm going to catch the Guardian this time for sure. Good evening. Seeing another group of lodgers is something I enjoy. I love to keep company with you. With that would be alright. My mother seems to be enjoying the atmosphere. I was the first person to recommend this inn to my mother. And now she invites me to come here with her every year. Are you going out? If you're going to fish at night, you're going to need an ornament light, or you won't be able to see. That gentleman with you seems to have drunk a lot. Is he going to be alright? If you would like, I can bring you some water. Okay, we're gonna see who, we're gonna find out what the Sky Bandits are doing now. I don't see anyone. I don't know what kind of business those siblings could have here, but do you think they'll really show up? There's no guarantee, of course, but if Lloyd's information has any truth to it, my best guess is that they'll be here. However, if we move around too much, there's the possibility we'll be seen and they'll take off. Since the Sky Bandits are supposed to come from the road, it might be a good idea to watch the area. Right, so where should we watch from? We need a place where we can see the road without being noticed ourselves. A place like that would be ideal. Alright, give me a second. I'm going to I have to use the restroom for like a few minutes. So I'll be right back.
Mic off. Mic on.
Okay, I'm really sorry about that. Shoot. Had to take a bathroom break. Unfortunately, these things cannot be avoided. Usually you avoid it when usually you can avoid them, but that was one where I couldn't. So, whatever. Is what it is. Give me a minute while I get situated here with my drink. Oh, okay. So I guess we had enough of looking at Joshua Bright. We will. Okay, so we're looking for a high place and see if these people say anything different again. Are you going out? If you're going out fishing, okay. Yeah, so you said the same thing. Yeah, he's still drunk. He's still doing his thing. Alright, and you're still in here. Here, talking. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna go out here. Okay, this is where we need to be. Hey, what's that? Here they come. Well, looks like we're a little early, huh? Yeah, it seemed that way. You know, if this were in the middle of the day, we could have gotten ourselves a bite to eat on the way. Quit talking nonsense. We're outlaws, remember? Now let's hurry up and get moving. Ah, wait for me, Cal. I should have known it'd be them. It looks like they're heading for the far pier. I wonder what they intend to do. Shall we take a look and find out? Let's try and get as close as we can without being noticed. I should have figured they wouldn't be here yet. They always come exactly at one time. I really hate those guys. They act like they're so superior, and to be honest, they're kind of scary. No doubt about that. They are quite the clandestine bunch. But there's not much we can do about it. This is an order from Dawn. This seems to be a good place. Yeah, we can hear every word they're saying, too. Hey, Kyle. Don't you think Don's been acting a bit strange recently? It's just not like him, if you ask me. You know, the whole hijacking an airliners thing. Well, I admit it was lucrative. Now that we've got the army clamping down on this full scale. Not to mention those annoying bracers are now involved. And he's gone and taken hostages and demanding a ransom in return.
Charge
No matter
complete.
how I think about it, it seems like Don has gone way overboard this time. In the end, you'll always be just a girl. Deep down, you're just not cut out to run with the bad crowd. Excuse me? Okay, maybe not the best wording, but I meant it as a compliment. If things are getting too rough for you, you're always welcome to try salvaging your life back home. It shouldn't be too hard to get by as long as you don't set yourselves your sight's too high. Although, admittingly, it is a bit colder than the world. Do you think you can just treat me like a kid and I'm not going to get angry? I'd like to see you get by without me, with your crack cooking and all, not to mention the laundry. Do you really want to go back and to burnt toast and turning your underwear inside out? Haha, okay. I see your point, and I really am sick of toast, burnt or otherwise. But anyway, think about what I said before it gets too late to back out. Now, getting back to what you said earlier, I do have to agree that Don has been acting pretty weird. But does he expect us to just keep fishing for a ransom? We should get what we can. We should take what we can get. And I'd like to believe that Don is smart enough to see that. Don't you think he started acting strange about the time that guy showed up? That's the only thing I can think of as to why he started acting like this. Yeah, he's the one who introduced us to those other guys too. He might have even gotten Don to buy into his ideas. Who is that god and he? That's certainly a good question. Huh? What's that over there? What's what? It looks like whoever it was they were waiting for finally showed up. It looks like you made it. On time as usual, huh? You could have come a little early for a change, or even late. Definitely not my type, that's for sure. Say what you will, but we're trained to be punctual. Now, if that pleases you, then let me offer my sincerest apology. Relax, I was just being sarcastic. Now I know you guys are definitely not the type I want to be around. Enough already. We don't have time for that. Now, how about we get down to business? Have there been any other developments since the last time? Yes. In fact, Her Majesty has finally made a move. She intends to contribute to the ransom with her own assets. Seriously? We're going to get paid out of the Queen's own pocket? I guess we're pretty close to getting the money then, right? How about the Royal Army? Is there any indication that they've figured out where our hideout is? Not yet, but it's only a matter of time until they do. We've received reports that members of the Bracer Guild are on the move as well. At any rate, on the morning of the payoff, you'll need to leave your hideout behind. Yeah, no problem there. We just happened to run into the temporary shelter by chance. Don shouldn't have any regrets about it either. There are way too many suspicious types involved in this. What do you want to do, Shara? Should we just storm in, shoot them all, and let AU sort them out? I got a much better idea. A better idea? These two siblings appearing here means that the Sky Bandits airship is parked somewhere nearby. There's not much we could do if they got away again, so how about we try taking that out first? I see. Take away their means of escape, right? I'm down for that. How about you, Joshua? Joshua? Oh, right. Take out that airship first, right? Yeah, I think that's a good idea, too. What's wrong? Your face looks really tense all of a sudden. It's nothing. Yeah, I'm sure it's just my mind playing tricks on me. Huh? We don't have much time. We've got to get out into the road and start looking for that airship before they finish their meeting. We need to find that airship first. Let's head back up the road and start searching for it. Okay, so then basically saying the same thing. He's laid out. He's laid out. Let's go here. Gee. Seriously, what the hell? Alright. Already took to the road in search of the location of the airship. And so they're parked in front of Edinburgh Tower, huh? This is definitely the perfect place to lean in since it's off the main road. So what do you want to do, Shara? Should we subdue them? That's one way to go about things, but there's more than double their numbers since the last time we encountered them. Don't worry, even with twice as many guys, they're no match for us. So how about we take them all on at once? I don't know if that's the best way to go about things. Sorry to keep you all waiting. I'll keep it down, or they're going to hear you. Well, isn't this a surprise? I can't believe you're standing here after the state you were in before. Your tolerance is impressive. Heh, who do you think you're talking to? Rather than miss a minute of your fair company, I dutifully puked my guts off and dumped a bucket of cold water over my head. Viola, I was good to go. I don't know about that. I think I hear your liver screaming somewhere in there. That's some serious tenacity. Come on, I couldn't let you enjoy all the fun yourselves, right? I had just come out of the inn, and I saw you guys hit the road, so I came running from behind to catch up with you. I guess I went a little too easy on you. Maybe I should have had you down all that brandy at once. You'd have put me to sleep for good if you'd done that, Shara. But anyway, fighting the Sky Bandits here would lack finesse, don't you think? I don't think that's the issue here. No, I'm serious. Even if you subdue them all and manage to arrest the two siblings, there's still the chance they won't tell you where their hideout is, and they might even use the hostages as leverage to demand their release. Well, there's a risk involved. There's a risk involved with whatever course of action we take. Or do you have a good plan on how we can avoid such a risk? Ha! Boy, do I ever. Listen up, everyone. Okay, but if you blow in my ear, I'm seriously going to punch your lights out. Kyle, Josette! It's good to see you made it back. I didn't think you'd be gone so long. So talks took longer than expected, huh? Yeah, but we're nearing an end with our negotiations. We also managed to get a great deal of information about what's going on with the Royal Army. So what you're saying is, yep, we'll be getting the ransom money within a few days. We'll finally be one step closer to making our dream a reality. We did! Sweet! Cool it down, guys. It's a little too early to be getting excited yet. For the moment, we need to get back to the hideout and report to Dawn. Alright everyone, pack up and let's get out of here. Roger that, roger that, roger that! The temperature outside is 69.8 degrees with 15% humidity. There is a southwest wind blowing at a speed of 12 org. There are no orbital reactions in the surrounding area. It looks like the army isn't patrolling here. Activate the orbital engine and begin transmitting orbital energy to each section of the airship. Aye, sir. Orbital engine activated. Transmission of orbital energy to all sections underway. Orbital floater started. Orbital driver started. Stabilizers all green. Alright. Lift off. Aye aye, sir. Set the drive rate to 40% and maintain cruising speed. However, make sure that we can switch to battle speed at any time. Aye, sir. It looks like we'll make it back before morning. Yeah. I'm ready for some serious shut-eye myself, but I've got to report to Don first. Huh? Did you just hear something? No, I didn't hear anything. That's odd. I could have sworn it came from below deck. Maybe it's just a mouse or something. I'll have to clean up the place when I can find some free time. We're sneaking aboard the airship. Oh, and guess where it is? Yep. It's a Nebel Valley. Oh boy, am I tired. Ever since we came here, my night and day have been completely reversed. We've just got to tough things out a little longer, and then we can say goodbye to this horrible life. With Don as our leader, we can't go wrong. But don't you think Don's been acting a little strange lately? I mean, he's kind of scary to talk to these days. How about you knock that crap off? If College Josette heard you talking like that, they'd beat you upside the head. But it's just that. I'm sure you're just tired from lack of sleeping. Let's hurry and finish up here and get some rest. You're welcome to take a rest now if you'd like. Ah! You're those! You're too late!
Seems you came up short.
Phew, it looks like we were able to get in here without any trouble. I'm amazed that this little plane actually worked. I guess all we have you all to thank this time. I guess we all have you to thank this time. But seriously, I was getting pretty nervous. I wasn't sure what we were going to do if we got caught stowing away. Well, even if we were discovered, we just have to take control of the airship. And we would have had an advantage fighting against this lot in those tight quarters. Superior numbers means nothing without space and maneuvering. However, so you thought that far ahead, taking all those factors into account, huh? Not in a million years, are you kidding? I simply thought it would be fun to infiltrate an enemy base. I think we would have been better off if you had said nothing at all. Give the poor guy a break. At least we were able to get in here without incidents. Anyway, this looks like somewhere in the Nebel Valley. The Nebel Valley? Like the one on the border of Bosay and Runt? Well, that explains why it's so misty outside. And this is definitely terrain covered with extreme differences in height, which prevents the landing of any large aircraft. It looks like your guess was right, Shara. Yeah, well, it didn't seem to help us much in getting in here. But anyhow, we don't have time to be hanging around here. We'll need to subdue the Sky Bandits to ensure the safety of the hostages being held captive. And of course your father, Cascus, too. Right. Understood. Alright, let's go find some stuff before we Alright, let's go find some things first. Oh, man. There's a lot of them.
Enjoy the show.
Okay, found a scorpion. The chest is already empty, you double dipper. That has gotta be a... It's gotta be a whip for sure. Awesome. A battle whip with steel claw attached to the full. Awesome. Okay, let's go next area. That's an EP charge. The chest is empty. Makes you want to cry, doesn't it? Right, next thing to find is the jeweled ring. Found the jeweled ring, okay. The chest is empty, how tragic. Alright, so the jeweled ring is the, you can wear it, but it's actually the wedding ring that, we have to find. The chest is empty, how tragic. Okay, so now the next thing we need to find is the Striga ore. Right, so let's look in this. The voice of some men can be heard. It sounds like some of the grunts. Shall we rush the room? Right. See, not yet. Yeah, okay, let's go. Huh? Oh, are you guys new around here? Like in your freaking dreams? Are these guys for real? But if you're not new here, then who are you? What? You're supposed to be are you supposed to be intruders? Bingo! We're with the Bracer Guild. I think it would be best if you surrendered. Forget that! We won't give up without a fight! Alright, let's see.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Barrage. Sure. Ooh, that's cool. Ugh! Alright, now where are the hostages? If you don't start talking, then there's going to be some serious consequences involving a whip. Do what you want with us. We're not going to talk. Oh, is that so? Let me handle this, Estelle. Oh, sure, I can't say I didn't warn you guys. Ah! Honestly, I'm being quite gentle with you. Don't think for a second that you're allowed to pass out just yet. But if you start talking, maybe I'll be kind enough to let you. Yikes! They're down below. Some more crew are guarding them. Very good. Now, where are your leaders? Kyle and Josette, right? Forget it, lady. Do your worst. No one will tell you where they are. So the hostages are one thing, but you're not going to sell out your bosses, huh? I guess there's only one thing left to do. Ong! Holy Striga, Cher is as forgiving as ever, unforgiving as ever. This? No, I've been far more unforgiving. Any masochist would be thrilled to make your acquaintance, Shara. And my whip would be thrilled to make yours. Maybe some other time. It looks like the hostages are being held down below. Let's hurry. Alright, so we did that. Man, what the hell? Now this thing's weird. I think I'd rather leave that, have that not hang around.
Seems you came up short.
So the next thing we need to find is the Striga ores, which are it basically doesn't attack, it slows you down, but other than that,
Seems you came.
doesn't really do too much. Okay. Anyone have a clue what this place is? It's way too big for these beings to have built, and it seems pretty ancient. It almost feels like a stronghold of some sort, and I agree, this place is pretty old. I wonder if people used hidden forts like this one as hideouts back then. As far as I've heard, the turmoil following the Great Collapse continued on for several hundred years. So it doesn't seem that strange to me that something like this is still around. The Great Collapse? The collapse of the ancient Sumerian civilization, which existed more than 1,200 years ago. It's said that a huge natural catastrophe wiped them out. Oh, you mean like Professor Alba said before? I'll tell you what though. For being a place this hard to find, someone's got some seriously bad taste in hideouts. Not to mention that there are all sorts of monsters lurking around in here too. I wonder if this is how all men like to live. Shara? Just what kind of men are you hanging out with? Go in here. Okay, cool. This chest has nothing left to offer you. Alright. I'm gonna see who can wear that. So this offers a, okay, this is the vacuum cleaner. What's this? I'm guessing it's an oil vacuum. It looks like the newest model, but it's probably stolen. Interesting. Huh? What's this? There's something stuffed inside. Found black notebook. A notebook. Yep, that's what it looks like to me. But what's something like this doing inside a vacuum? It's probably something important. Let's hold on to it just in case. Yeah, good idea. A notebook finds how to vacuum. It's a Sky Bandits Hideout. 9 single rows of numbers are written inside. Let's go down this way. Found bear salt. The chest is empty because you emptied it. Funny how that works, no? I think that's his. Yeah, that belongs to him. A high caliber hunting gun made by the Vern Corporation. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so I found that. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna get a reviving bomb as the last thing we need to find. Alright. So we have to go this way.
Alright, we're good to go.
Seems you can't.
Now this is pretty straightforward.
Seems you.
Hold on a second. I can hear someone talking on the other side of the door. It sounds like some of the grunts. Let's take care of them before we move on, so there are no surprises behind us later. The voices of some men can be heard. I can hear somebody talking, and shall we rush the room? Rush in. Who are you guys supposed to be? Razors? How'd you get in here? It looks like the hostages are being held in the room just beyond here. I think it's time you surrendered quietly or else. Don't kid yourself. Let's get them. I don't even think I can get to them. Oh yeah, I can. Cool. Let's see how many I can get. I can only get 3. That's a drawing close. Alright.
Come on!
Nah, they're just gonna rush. They're just gonna rush us. Take you onto the map. That's right, you group all that down there. That's right. Or a group over there, whatever. Actually, I can probably do that again. Oh, awesome. Take him out with style, man.
Take that!
That's that then. Let's move out.
What's going on out there? Seems a bit loud for just an internal squabble. Is everyone alright? We're with the Bracer Guild, and we've come to rescue you. Seriously? We're saved? We've taken care of the guards, so you don't need to worry about anything for the moment. Really? We've been saved? I'm Grant, captain of the airliner, Lynn. I don't know how to express my gratitude for what you've done for us here today. You can thank us after we've got you out of here. By the way... Huh? It doesn't look like he's here. Who? Are these all the hostages? Yes, that's correct. This is everybody who was on the limb, including crew and passengers. That can't be right. Wasn't there a man by the name of Cassius Bright on this flight? He's a member of the Bracer Guild. Cassius Bright? I do seem to remember hearing that name somewhere. Captain, isn't he that passenger? You know, the one who got off right before we left? Right, now that you mention it, there was one passenger who did get off. What do you mean? Well, there was this one passenger who disembarked the airliner right before we took off. A man who had been on board since the Royal City, and he did seem to have such a name, if I remember correctly. Well, what? But his name was on the passenger list. Well, since he got off right before we departed, there wasn't any time to document the changes. This would have been handled had we arrived in Relent, but we were attacked by the Sky Bandits en route, and things were left as they were. So that's what happened, huh? I thought it would have been awfully strange if that had been captured by the Sky Bandits. Well, it looks like our question has finally been answered. Haha, how ironic. Now, wait a minute. Then, just what is Dad doing? With something this big going on, why hasn't he contacted us? Calm down, Estelle. I know you're just as curious to know as I am, but thinking about it now isn't going to get us anywhere. Our focus needs to be on securing the safety of the hostages. Okay, you're right. I guess I'll just have to forget about it for now. Listen up, everyone. We are now going to go after the Sky Bandit leaders and arrest them. I know how you all must feel, but I need you to sit tight a little longer. We'll be waiting here. Good luck. If that's the case, we'll prepare for the worst. Our lives are in your hands. In other words, don't let us down. Leave everything to us. Alright, so everybody is now saved. Yay. We'll talk to everybody, at least once. I'm pretty sure the Sky Bandit leader is somewhere on the lowest level of this place. Be careful, all of you. I knew you'd come to save us. Thank you all. I'm glad that we're safe. But what happened to the limb? We were blindfolded, so we never exactly saw what happened. After the way they ripped out the Lynch's engine, I'd kept it in such good repair all this time. I'll never forgive them for that. Thank you for saving us. All of the passengers are safe and sound. No one's sick or injured either. Man, I thought this was the end of us for sure. There was something just not right about the look in that Sky Bandit boss's eyes. This was the first time I'd ever ridden on an airliner, and to think that something like this would happen. Oh, I'll finally be able to get home to Zeitz. Oh, have we been saved? I must be dreaming or something. Are you guys brazers? Are you going to rest night's gorges? Thank you. More than myself, I'm glad to know agate's been saved. Oh, I wonder what's going on with my sword right now. Thank you for coming to our rescue, Bracers. Now I'll finally be able to return home. Now I'll finally be able to get back to my travels. Being stuck here has put a real kink in my plans. Those Sky Bandits ripped off everything I bought at the Roadside Market. Make sure to get my stuff back, Bracers. All things considered, I'm surprised you were able to find and get in this place. Being a bracer must be a tough occupation, huh? Alright, so we've rescued the hostages. Everybody's knocked out here. Alright, we're gonna go this way. And that's where the Dawn is. Oh, here we go. Here's our reviving one. The treasure chest is offended that you have returned. Was the first time not good enough for you? There's a rock wall at the end of the passage. Is this a dead end? No, it looks like there's something here. Shall we try pushing on it? Push on the rock wall. Wow, this was a secret door? This was a secret door? That's quite a neat little trick here. I wouldn't expect anything less from a secret fort. This looks like it's a corner of the Nebel Valley. Sure, should we help the hostages escape first? No, we need to take out the Sky Bandit boss first. If we're attacked while attempting to escape, there's no way we'll be able to protect that many people. Oh, that's true. Well, then how about we get back in there and have a face-to-face chat with the gentleman running this fine operation. Good way to get our CP back here. So that...
Oh, are we done all?
Let's get ourselves back up to... get ourselves back up to 200.
That's that. Let's move out.
Take that!
All right, we're good to go.
Seems you came up.
That's that. Let's move out.
Piece of cake.
out!
Seems you came.
Nah, we're good. I don't need to use anything. I mean, we could if we really want to.
Take that!
Nighty night, kitty cats.
Okay, we're almost back up to a full 200. There we are.
That's that. Let's move out.
So back in we go.
Take that!
Basically.
Oh, by the way, that one ornament that we had. Ah, that's a earth thing. Okay. That's 3 as well. He's not wearing any. He's not wearing defense. And he's not wearing defense. I need to use that poison, but I don't think it would do.
All right, we're good to go.
It wouldn't do good around here for what we have right now.
Take that!
That's a problem with the. Okay.
That's that. Let's move out.
Take that!
Enjoy the show.
Alright, let's get back to where we're going.
We're good to go.
Okay. Alright. Alright, we have everything. A familiar voice can be heard. Is this? Yep, it looks like the Sky Bandits boss's room. Eavesdrop and then raid the room. Wah! So the Queen's gonna pay out the ransom, is she? Now we'll finally say goodbye to this meager living. Don't get careless, bro. We haven't got the money in them yet. Yeah, and we'll need to decide on a plan on how to let the hostages go. Let the hostages go? Now hold on a minute. Why do we have to bother with that? Eh? But once we get our mirror, we'll just kill them all and be done with it. No need to leave them alive. Don? You're joking, right? They know exactly what we look like, remember? Even if we left the world for good, we could still be tracked, right? But there are old people and kids among them. Do you really intend to kill them all? I swear, no matter how old you get, you never grow up. This isn't a playtime, get it? But I'm sorry to say this, bro, but I'm against killing the hostages, too. Adios will never forgive us if we do that. And I don't want to get our home back. I don't want to get our home back with Mia stained in the blood of innocent people. Kyle, since when did you become the boss around here? Huh? I think it's about time you learned your place. Gah! Kyle? Wah! Who cares about our old home? With this kind of mirror coming in, what could you possibly want from our old worthless land? Ha! We're gonna go blow all this cash somewhere near the southern resort and enjoy the good life for a while. What did you say? And once we run out of mirror, we'll just hijack another airship. This is going to be the future of the capitalist Sky Bandits. Wahahaha! Don, what's happened to you? What in Adios name has happened to you? Sorry to interrupt, but could you have your little family feud later? You again? Brazers? Why are you here? How can you say something so heartless, especially after you gave us a lift here in your own airship? Impossible! What are you talking about? It can't be. You had your airship sitting in front of the Emerald Tower, right? We just slipped in when you weren't looking and hid in the cargo hole. In other words, we stole a ride from a bandit. Ha! Take that! For a dimwit, you've really outdone yourself this time. Who are you calling a dimwit? You two-faced tomboy? What'd you just call me? You bimbo? Airhead brute? Just try and say that again! Alright. Enough of the bickering between you two. We've liberated the hostages and defeated the other members of your group. So it looks like all that's left is you three. In accordance with the laws of the Bracer Guild, you're hereby placed under arrest. It would be best not to resist. Minion. Crap! Kyle, Josette, what is the meaning of this? I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, Don. Bah, that's okay. I can forgive you just this once. Once I kill them, that'll be that. What? Bah, what a bunch of fools you are. To think with that pitiful number of people, you could ever capture Don Capital. Ah! Look how effortlessly he handles that orbital cannon. Kyle, Josette, it's time to go hunt some game. And I like my sport bloody.
Come on!
Take that!
Take!
That's you, Dan.
Take that!
Someone's been naughty.
Take that!
No, I didn't mean to do that.
Finished!
That's it for me.
All right, we're good to
I meant
go.
to him to take take down oh well, whatever. These guys are tough. So this is the strength of a bracer, huh? Crap! How can I lose to the squirrel? That's how it's done. Have you learned your lesson yet? Now that this has been settled, I'm going to ask you to surrender nicely. Any more trouble out of you, and well, you know what'll happen, right? Sherazade stroked her lip and smiled at Josette. Yikes! No, what do you think about that? Why me? Why did I have to go down like this? Why do I have to go down like this? Ow. What's going on? I heard all over. When did I get an oil cannon? What the heck? Bro? Don? Oh, Josette. Are you back from lunch already? If you're back this quickly, then I guess things didn't work out, huh? Eh? Ha! Don't try and cover it up. If you've had enough, then how about leaving the breadwinning to us men? We probably won't be able to earn a whole lot, but be patient. Don, what are you talking about? Did you hit your head, bro? Josette came back from a lunch like forever ago. I went to pick her up right after we attacked the airliner. What? Attacked an airliner? What's all this crazy talk? We'd never do something like that.
Charge complete.
What is this guy talking about? I don't think he's trying to cover his butt. I think he really doesn't know. Come to think of it, who are these strangers? Don't tell me they're new recruits. Sorry to burst your bubble, but we're not. We're with the Bracer Guild. Huh? What's a bunch of bracers doing up here? This guy's completely lost his marbles. Haha, what an interesting turn of events. Whether you've forgotten or not, you're still under arrest. You're charged with hijacking the airliner, hostage-taking, demanding a ransom, and other such offenses. I mean, they did do that, you know. Hijacking the airliner, hostage-taking, and demanding a ransom? Kyle, Josette, tell me this is some kind of joke. Don, I think that's my line. But thanks to you, bro, we've got a chance to escape. Ah! Oh, hell, not again! Hey, Kyle? We'll talk about this later. Let's just focus on getting out of here. Cough, cough. I'm never going to get the smell of this out of my hair. Let's hurry and get out of this room. Which way did they go? They went up. They're going to try and escape in their airship. Ah! After tracking this far, we can't let them get away. We've got to catch them. Right. Understood. I made it out alive. Oh, what a tragedy this has become. My delicate nasal cavity. Hey, Oliver, you better hurry up or we're going to leave you behind. Ah, well, wait for me. Alright, so now we have to track them all the way back. I really wanted Estelle to take Josette out. Oh well. The Sky Bandits didn't happen to run in here, did they, Captain Grant? No, but I did happen to hear a bunch of loud voices and footsteps coming from outside. It sounds to me like they might have rushed up the stairs. Estelle, they're going to try and escape in their airship. Right, we've got to hurry after them. Please forgive us, Captain, but we'll need you to sit tight a little longer. No worries, you kids just be careful out there. It seems like the Sky Bandits took up off the stairs. Be careful. You bracers are really something else. I can't believe you're launching the attack on the Sky Bandits Hideout with just a handful of you. I really want to contact the Orbital Ship Corporation and let them know that we've been saved. If those punks set foot in here, I'm going to give them a good beating. It'll be my revenge for the Lynn. Nobody gets away with that. There are still some Sky Bandits outside, aren't there? You've got to protect the passengers at all costs. The Sky Bandits head honcho was one scary dude. I almost feel sorry for the men under his control. Some of the bandits were rather kind, almost like they were being forced into doing this. Something about this whole situation makes me feel kind of sorry for them. And to think that could happen, that something like this would happen. Seemed like the Sky Bandits took all off the stairs. Be careful. There are still some Sky Bandits out there, aren't there? Please hurry and take care of them. I had been away to give a lecture at the Royal Academy, but who would have thought this would happen on the way back? I had planned to visit an old friend once when I got caught up in the middle of all this. Don't pick on nice guards too much, okay? Those Sky Bandits were very nice to the little agate. They even gave her sweets. They might not be such a bad bunch. I'm sure Katrina's worried sick. I'm sure the whole family's worried about me. I'm just glad everyone's safe. You've got the Sky Bandits cornered. I'm sorry I can't be of any help, but I'm rooting for you all. Good luck. I had scheduled several business meetings and purchases, but they're all down the tubes now that I'm stuck here. I'm going to have to make a number of apologies once I get back to Boozy. Hold it right there, you! You're not getting past us! You guys are back for more after taking a righteous beating like that? Now that's what I call tough. If you don't want to move, then we're just going to force our way through.
Oh, are we done already?
They must really like to take a beating, man.
Night, kitty cats.
Take that!
Oh, are we done already?
don't think you're going any further. Take the hostages and go. So you're back for more, huh? When will you learn? What are you trying to do? Buy time for your leaders to escape? Heh, they've done a lot for us over the years. Now it's time to return the favor. I mean, really. Why not? I'll do this. I'll do this thing.
Let me show you the true essence of beauty.
Seems you came up short.
All right, we're good to go.
Take that! Take that!
Enjoy the show.
Crap, it looks like we've got company. Don't think you're going to walk out of here the same way you came in. All we need to do is buy some time for Don, Carl, and Josette to escape. Trying to shield your masters to the bitter end, eh? Though it's a ridiculous thing to do, your spirit is admirable. Then I wonder if beating them into the ground might be a way to honor their sacrifice. Let's take them down!
Take that!
Piece of cake.
No, he doesn't have it on him anymore. Oh, okay.
Take that!
I do actually want to heal him up though. Here, I'll heal him up.
All right, we're good to go.
All right. Huh? What's this? How did you already find out about this place? That liar! Things weren't supposed to go down like this. Hey! Get your dirty mitts off of me! Hey! What's going on here? So those are the ringleaders of the Sky Bandits. I'm surprised there's such a young woman, too. How about you shut your yap and start taking some good pictures? What are the chances of getting another scoop like this? So how about it, Niall? Is this enough to help you write a decent article? You bet it is. I'm really grateful that you took us along. Oh, and would you mind if we took a picture of you while we're at it? What do you think, General Morgan? Do as you like. This plan was successful thanks to your genius. In all honesty, this is truly something to boast about. No, this was just the result of the accuracy of the Intelligence Division's analysis. And thanks to the cooperation of those of you standing over there. What? What are you guys? I mean, how the heck? What's going on exactly? It's you kids again. Hey, look, it's Estelle and Joshua. Bracers, why are you here? Just for the record, I'll tell you, we infiltrated this place one step ahead of you, again. And the entire hideout has been subdued. We chased the fleeing Sky Bandit leaders up this way. But I never would have guessed that the Royal Army's patrol ships would be waiting. Grr, once again you've overstepped your bounds. With all due respect, General, it was because of them that our military strike saw this level of success. Therefore, shouldn't we in turn recognize their achievements? Do as you wish. I'll leave the rest up to your discretion. I'll return to the ship and see what information I can get out of these Sky Bandits. Very well, General. That old man's as stubborn as ever. He's not a bad person. He just lacks a little flexibility. That aside, where are the other Sky Bandits and the hostages? The other lackey should be just lying all over the place unconscious. As for the hostages, we had them waiting in the same room they were imprisoned in. I see. You have done this nation a great service. Please leave the transportation of the hostages and cargo to us. Let's move, Captain Abathea. Yes, Colonel. Ah, wait for me, Colonel. I'd really like to interview you kids, but this time the Colonel is top priority. But if you have another opportunity, I appreciate doing one with you too. See you later, Estelle Joshua. My. You had your whole shining moment uprooted and stolen just like that. You got that right. Don't let it bother you, Estelle. The Bracers will has always been that of of the unsung hero, so there's no real reason for us to stand out. That sounds about right, yeah. Dad always made a point of staying in the background, too. Really? I never noticed. Ah! Where is Dad? I guess that's the one problem we still got to figure out. Where is Dad now? What is he doing? And why hasn't he tried to contact us? It looks like there's nothing else left us to do here. In the meantime, let's get back to the Bose and report what happened with the incident. We'll try and figure out what to do about your dad after that. I really appreciate all your hard work. It appears that my impression about you was right. I knew that you would come through and bring closure to this incident. Yeah, but the army took off with all the glory. So I don't know if we could exactly say that we solved the case. No, that's not true. If you hadn't been there, I don't know if the army's raid would have been so successful. Backed into a corner as they were, the Sky Bandits may very well have harmed the hostages. Agreed. Everything worked out because you infiltrated their hideout and took them out ahead of time. You should be proud of what you've done. You really think so? It's true that the hostages were freed and the Sky Bandits arrested. But it's a bit vexing to know that there are still some unanswered questions left. The men who appeared at the Valeria Lakeshore, and the mystifying attitude of the leader of the Sky Bandits. I think we should consider that there's a lot behind this incident that we don't know about. Well, I guess we'll have to leave that part up to the Royal Army to figure out. With all the culprits being detained by them, there's really not much left we can do. Anyway, we should just be glad that all the hostages came back safe. Thanks to the news about the arrest of the Sky Bandits, things are returning to normal here in town. As a token of my thanks, I've added a bit of bonus to your reward. Really? Are you okay with that? Haha, of course I am! I'd like to thank you too, Oliver. Ha! I just hope that my work was worth the price of that green Chardonnay. Yes, in fact, there was change to spare. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and if anything else comes up, I greatly appreciate your help again. Good day. Wow, nice that someone appreciates us. I'm sure that if the incident had gone on any longer, it would have caused much more confusion. It's probably only natural that the mayor is as happy as she is. Haha, now I'm starting to feel all giddy inside. I don't think a bracer could be any more happy than knowing her work helped out a bunch of other people. Heh, if you say so. But I think it's safe to say that you're no longer greenhorns. Honestly, the two of you really surprised me this time. You think so? At any rate, please accept your assessment and pay for cleaning up the incident. Gain BP. So we should now have 1111, which is probably the thing. Yep, we have 111 out of 111. Alright. So this concludes Chapter 1. Grand total of that. And we'll also get a guild recommendation. Alright, so that's good. Cool. And no. Okay. Advancement to rate Junior Bracer 5th class. Proceed to Hayes Courts as a perk. Here's the pay the mayor was talking about. It's a very, very nice sum. And this is from me. Received recommendation. Isn't this a recommendation from the Bose branch? Is it alright to give this to us so soon? Of course, it would be downright rude of me not to recommend you after resolving such a big incident. Please accept it. Thank you, Lungworm. We'll work hard so that we don't bring any embarrassment on in this recommendation. Ha! Great work, you two. I'm sure your father would be extremely pleased if he heard the news. Sure. You're probably right. I wonder what on earth Cassius could be doing right now. Not contacting Gil is one thing, but not contacting his family is a completely different matter. Yeah, it's definitely not like him. After he suddenly disembarked from the airliner in Buse, I wonder where he could have gone. Excuse me, please. Aren't you the receptionist from the landing port? What's the matter? You see, we recovered some of the cargo stolen by the Sky Bandits. And among some of the pieces were a number of parcels addressed to the Bracer Guild. So I'm here to deliver one of them today. I appreciate you doing that, but wait a minute. Why is there something addressed to this branch when the airliner left Bose to begin with? It's actually addressed to the Relent branch. But aren't Cassius Bright's family members here? What? That's us, but... Oh, perfect. We contacted the Relent branch, and they said you'd had come here. Here you are. This is the parcel. The cell was given both
Charge
the letter
complete.
and parcel. So I bet this is from Cassius. This letter, yep, it's in Dad's handwriting. It's addressed to Joshua and I at the Relent branch. It seems as if he just scribbled it out before he got off the airliner. I guess Dad did intend on getting in contact with us after all. Oh. Well, that's good to hear. So that parcel is from your dad, too? No, this one looks like it was sent to my dad by someone else. Huh? That's odd. Yeah, the sender hasn't written their name anywhere. Okay, my business here is done, so I'll be on my way. Oh, and one other thing. Good job in helping arrest those Sky Bandits. You bracers sure do an excellent work. And to think that a clue about your father would be mixed in with the airliner's cargo. Feel free to use the lounge upstairs to read this letter if you'd like. Thanks, Lungren. Ha! Well then, let's have a look at the contents, shall we? Do you mind telling me what you're still doing here? It's just plain and simple curiosity, that's all. Why did your father disembark the airliner prior to its departure? Were I forced to wait around for an answer, the question would stick in my mind, so I'd never be able to sleep at night. And you're telling me this because... Oh, how heartless and cruel can you be to a companion who has traveled alongside you? And just who is it you have to thank for being able to infiltrate the Sky Bandits Hideout, I wonder? Alright already. You can be a rather obnoxious fellow, I hope you know. I guess we don't have much of a choice. However, depending on the content, we may have to ask you to leave, okay? Ha, of course I understand. Alright, let's see what he has to say. The cell started by cutting the letter seal. Dear Estelle and Joshua, I'm sure you're probably about finished with the jobs I left for you, right? I'm also sure there are many things you'll have trouble with in the beginning, but take each one step at a time. I know you both can succeed. Anyway, it turns out that I've had a little trouble with my own work. And unfortunately, it looks like I won't be able to make it home for quite some time. Please don't expect my return until after the Queen's birthday celebration. I'm really sorry that things turned out like they did, but you should be grown up enough not to be lonely while I'm away. So until I get back, I'll leave it up to you both to the both of you to decide how you want to live. You're free to continue working in Relent, or you're free to pursue qualifying as a senior bracer. Your 16th year is a vintage time in your life, so make sure not to waste it. Please give my regards to Sherazard and Inya. Cassius Bright. That seems like the type of letter your father would write. It touches things lightly on things, but it's full of consideration toward the both of you. No, it looks that way. The Queen's birthday celebration, is it? From what I've heard, that's still a ways off. Gep is about 2 or 3 months away, which means this would be the perfect time to take a small trip. I really wonder where your father is and what he's up to. Forget about that, let's focus on what's in that package. What's an unknown sender? With an unknown sender, there's bound to be something interesting inside. And to be honest, I'm pretty curious myself. But we shouldn't be opening things addressed to my dad. Why don't you think of it this way? If it was a package delivered by an unknown sender about the time your father disappeared, the two might be related, you know? That's true. Oliver. Don't coax Estelle into doing something to satisfy your own curiosity. Actually, though, Oliver does have a good point. Instead of leaving it until our dad comes home, it might be worth looking into. Okay, let's check it out. Estelle opened the package, parcel from an unknown sender. Inside was a shiny, black, hemispherical device. Also enclosed was a single memo with the item. Well, what's this supposed to be? It's an orbment, although I'm not sure what it's used for. Let's see what the memo says. I was able to secure the item the aforesaid group was carrying, so please take care of it. Please ask Professor Orr to do an analysis of it when you find that opportunity. K. That's it? Yep, it looks like the sender didn't write anything else. Shara, do you have any idea who K or Professor Orr might be? I hate to say this, but I don't have a clue for either. Your father's pretty well known, so there's a possibility these people could be foreigners too. If this is the only thing we've got to go on, then honestly, I'm about ready to throw in the towel. What the heck is this black orbit anyway? From the shape alone, it doesn't look like anything intended for general use. Although it feels a little similar to a battle orbit. Even so, it's still quite different. A normal battle orbit has slots in which to install quartz, but this one has none. Maybe this one is an artifact. An artifact? Precisely. An artifact is an orbit created by an ancient civilization. Artifacts are the models for all orbits produced today. They're still occasionally discovered in ruins, and as for the most part, the Septian Church has custody over them. They're a type of antique, so to speak. But this one doesn't appear to be that old. It looks to me like it was made recently. You're quite right about that. However, this one almost seems like a black market item. Jeez, now look at what's happened because of my good-for-nothing dad. Doesn't he know that we're all worried about him? Estelle? Now he's getting some sketchy item from an unknown sender. What in the world has my dad gotten himself into this time? Estelle... You know, Estelle, I've been thinking. How about we continue our journey? Huh? Joshua? That's what Dad wrote in his letter, right? He said, if you're free to pursue or you're free to pursue qualifying as a senior bracer. Yeah, he did say that, but... We've already managed to get our recommendations from Rolent and Bose, right? All that's left are Juan, Zeiss, and Gransel. Only those three. If we do jobs as we travel around to those other regions, we just might might hear something about where Dad is or what he's doing. I think we're just worrying ourselves for nothing, considering Dad's skills. And there's also the possibility that we may have even traveled abroad. But I think getting off our own duffs is a lot better than just sitting around and waiting. And we might be able to find this Professor R too. Joshua? What? You're a genius! Estelle, what are you talking about? This is like killing 2 birds with 1 stone, or maybe even 10! Sometimes I hate you for being so smart. So should I consider that a yes? Oh, is it ever? Yes, triple yes! Training to be a senior of bracers as we travel around the burrow, and exposing what that no-good middle-aged minion has been doing in the process. I think you're somehow missing the point. Haha, it looks like she's back to her old self. Haha, I guess it's settled then. Well, take care. I'm going to head back to Relent now. That said, I'm still a little worried about you two. Are you sure you don't want me to come along? Give it a rest, Shara. We'll be fine. The whole reason we're going on this trip is to become senior bracers. I wouldn't be training anymore if you came with us. And if you didn't go back, the Relent branch would have a hard time managing things. Don't worry about us. We'll figure out a way to get things done. Well, if you insist, it's pretty rare for someone your age to be aiming for senior bracer status, so don't overdo it. And if you run into any trouble, contact the Relent branch. You got it? I'll come running no matter where you are. Sure. Thanks, Shara. And the same goes for you. Don't get yourself too liquored up. The only thing I'm worried about. Haha. Alright. I'll watch the number of breaks. Ha! Never fear, dear children. You can count on me to protect fair Shara. And why are you headed to Relent? Not to mention with Shara. That's because I've tasted all there is to taste of the local dishes here in Bosehead, and I thought it was about time I turned my attentions toward another region. As for the Relent's cuisine, I've heard the produce is just to die for, so that's what I'm looking forward to next. That's pretty much it. He says he wants me to introduce him to a nice restaurant and some lovely vegetables or some such nonsense. Since he's so persistent, I only agreed to him coming along under the condition that he go drinking with me at the bar. We'll never see him alive again. Oliver, I really hope you understand what you promised her. Ha! I could die for the likes of fine women and food. Part of me longs to be by your side as you continue your journey, Joshua. But after many agonizing hours of consideration, I decided to accompany fair Scheherazade instead. I think I'll be better off with you a safe distance away from me. Well, have fun, but I'm warning you, don't you dare make any trouble in Relent, you hear me? And here's another piece of advice. When Cher's at the bar, watch out. That's when the gloves come off. I'm seriously not joking when I say you should beware. How dare you speak about your mentor like that, Estelle? And besides, Aina's coming along too. Yeah, and she's even worse than you. The gloves come off, huh? Is that, perchance, what you and Estelle were talking about before? Yes, Estelle said it best though. It was nice knowing you. Yes, it was a pleasure. Eh? The Relent-bound airliner will be departing shortly. All passengers, please board the airship now. Well, boy, it looks like it's time for us to leave. Come on now. We better hurry and get on. Cheryl, wait! Can't we talk this over? I'd really appreciate it if I had just a little more time to think things through. Surely you're not getting cold feet already. If you consider yourself a minion, then quit acting like a ninny. Eek! See you later, Shara. Give our regards to everyone in Relent. Have a wonderful trip, you two. The end of Chapter 1. Save. That's love and peace, baby. Alright, so that will be it for the day. I thank you for joining me. So we will exit this way, because I don't think that would be a good idea. Okay, so I'm going to say thank you for joining me. This was a lovely day. We will pick it up. I don't know. No, we probably won't pick it up tomorrow. It's a little bit too much. We did a lot of trails this week, but who knows? So anyway, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining me. This has been another lovely rendition of Trails in the Sky. FC, first chapter. We finished Chapter 1 today. Did all the stuff. We will be moving on to the next region tomorrow. But that is, or maybe not tomorrow, but the next time I come on. Yes, the next time I come on, which I don't know when that will be, but it will be sometime. I mean, I might do it tomorrow. Who knows? But yes, that's it. So I shall see you all later, and thank you for joining me. Harmony024 here, and this is me signing off. See you later, guys. Peace out.